the recording first. Okay, so the recording is started. So the today's topic is session and final keyword. Then we'll go through instance variable and class variable. We saw classes yesterday. We'll go to static methods, and we'll cover a topic as looping in Java. How do you loop using Java? This I think most of the people might be aware of, but I just thought of a couple of minutes for this looping sessions as well. And in the last, we'll see basics of Java arrays. Okay, I'll start sharing my screen. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, so assuming everyone is able to see my screen. So a quick recap was yesterday we saw class. We created a class frog and we created a class animal. Within that, we created a main method. What we did is we tried to access the methods and the variables of this particular class from a different class. How did we do that? We created an object of that particular class and we tried to access the variables as well as methods. Okay, so this was all about classes and objects, wherein we created a class, and in order to access any of the objects or method of a class, we have to create an in order to access a variable or method, we have to create an object of that particular class. Okay, so now the next topic is we'll see is what are different types of variables which we have. Okay, so yesterday we saw variables. Now we'll see instance variable and class variables, also with the help of static and final keyword. So here we have okay, so this was so yesterday we saw string name and integer age. Now let's assume I create one more variable over here, integer number. Okay, so now this particular integer number, what we can do is we already have an object, right? I'm not repeating yesterday's session. So if you want to access this number, this belongs to this particular class frog, right? If I want to access this from class animal, what I will do is I'll create an object. I think I should delete this, so there won't be any. 1 second. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll delete this so that there is no confusion. So guys, this is what happens if people are joining late. I mean, even the pop-up keeps on rolling up and it gets difficult. Anyways, so what I'll do is, so, okay, let's avoid this confusion. Okay, now I'll start. Now I want to access this number, right? So how can I access this particular number? I'll create an object, right? So to create an object, use frog, and I will say frog object equals to new frog. Okay, this is clear. Now when you create an object using a new keyword, this we saw yesterday. Now if I say frog object dot, see, you can say age, you can see name, and you can see number, right? These are all, I think there is a spelling mistake, number. Okay, so you can see the variables which we have in this particular. Also we can see the class methods which we have. So if I want to access, let's say number, I would say number is equals to 4656. Okay, so this is the number I can do. I can also print that particular number. Okay, from here also I can print, as well as I can print from the frog class. Let's run this. Let's see what's happening. Okay, 56. I am in constructor. Why is this getting printed? Because we are creating a new object of this particular class, and whenever you create an object, the constructor of that particular class gets called by default. Okay, so this is the constructor, so it's saying I am in constructor. Okay guys, so now let me change. So one thing which you have observed, let's create one more object. Okay, I'll create one more object. I'll say frog object 1 is equal to new frog. Okay, now again using this new object, I can say object 1 dot number, let's say this is equal to 100. Okay guys, now I'll just print this again. I'll print object one dot number. What is the issue? Okay, so
In object one, the spelling is
yeah,
C is missing. Even line number 39. Line number 39.
yeah. 1 second. From object one dot number is equal to, what is this issue? Okay, I'll have to write this over here.
C is missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry, there was a spelling mistake. So guys, when I print this, you get 56 and 100. Constructor is getting called twice, right? So this line has repeated itself over here. Getting my point? Because we have created a new class, new object of this particular class. So the constructor will be called again. So one thing which we have observed, the variable number, this is one variable, right? But it has two different values, 56 and 100. And these values are dependent on the objects, that is frog object. So if you say frog object dot number and frog object one dot number, the values are getting printed differently. So by this, what we can say is this particular variable is an instance variable. This particular variable is an instance variable because whenever we create a new instance of this particular frog, right, we create a new object, we create a new instance. So whenever we are creating a new instance, we can define the value of this number using that particular instance. Okay, so object one dot number is something and object one dot number is something. So every time you can have a different values depending on the object. Now if you create one more object over here, again you can say frog object dot two dot number is equal to 200. So this is an instance variable. Clear, guys? I cannot see the session is being recorded. Is the session recorded? Can you see the recording video?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah. So we have seen what is an instance variable. Now the problem with this is, I mean, no problem as such. People use instance variable as well. But the other approach is, what other type of variable which we can have is class variable. Now let's assume I say static integer number. How do you define the class variable or a static variable? You can use the keyword. Static is the keyword, right? The way we have integer is a primitive data type keyword. In the same way, we have static as a keyword. So using static keyword in front of the data type, you can define static. This will say that this particular number, this particular variable is of static type. This particular variable is of static type. So now this static belongs to the class frog. Okay. Now see, there is some warnings given over here. See, change access to static using frog. Now the older statements which we had, those are not working. Okay. So I'll do is, I'll not change this so that we can have both the, I'll do this. Let's say static integer 8. So when I say static integer number, the older method which we had is not working, right? Now we have static integer age. So how do we access age? Everyone knows how to access number, right? So what we did is, to access number, we went over here. We already have an object, right? Frog object dot number. Clear? Now to access age, again we can say frog object, let's see, dot age. Okay. See, if you see here, frog object dot age. Let me select this. And let me say 55. See, it's giving you a warning. What warning is giving you? The static field frog.age should be accessed in a static way, because the variable age we have defined static and we are trying to access it using object. Now this is a wrong way of accessing static variables. So how do you access static variable? Static variables are accessed using class name. So you can say frog dot, see, you're getting age, right? But you are not getting frog dot number. Are you getting my point? Frog dot age. You're getting frog dot age, but you're not getting frog dot number, because we can access static variable using class name dot. Okay, so if I say frog dot age is equal to 55, will this work? Fine, it is working, right? Now even if I have to print this, what I can say is, I can say frog dot age. Okay, let's run this. 55. Okay, guys. So we saw how do we access a static variable and a non-static variable. I hope this is clear. So whenever you have to access a non-static, you have to use your class name dot. Now over here, if you see, we haven't called any method. Okay, so one thing is like we are assigning number over here. Yesterday I showed you how to set a particular value. Okay, so let's say I am calling this particular. Let's say I don't want to assign over here. Right? Let's make the code clean. So that I'll have only one object. Let's say. Okay, let's make it clean. Now we know how to access static and non-static. Now let's say we have this set name. So I'll create one more method. Now I want to set the property of this particular number, right? So I will say public void set, and you have number method. This is what? This is a method. I'm creating a method, and my point is to assign value to this particular number. So what I'll say is I'll ask the value from the calling method. So I'll say give me a method number. Okay, give me a variable. Okay, so I'll call this from here. What I'll say now, to call this particular method, yesterday we saw again, right? How do you access variable and object? Using variable and method using object. So you can say frog object dot, what is the name? Set number. Okay, so we will use people are joining in. Okay, so we will use set number. It's asking you a number. Okay, it's asking you a value. So let me say 200. Okay, what will this do? This will call set number method from frog using frog object, and this particular method will be called. So if you try to hover, you will get, see, this frog object, this is an object, set number, this is a method. It's showing you, right? This is a Java practice is a package. Within that we have a class name as frog, and within that you have a method called as set number. This particular method is accepting a parameter which is of type integer. This is how you read the particular method, and you get to understand that where this particular method is and what is it expecting. So now if I run this, so okay, so I'll have to, if I run this now, let's see, nothing will get printed. Okay, 55 was printed because of this. Okay, but you have to print this again, you have to use some output statement over here, right? So let's use, can I directly print number? Can I directly print number?
Yes.
Right. But this number is not getting saved into this now, right? So usually your main motto was to set this value of this number, right? This number is printing from here. And how do you print this number? This dot, right? So if you say this dot number is equals to number, now what is happening is, see, if this is this value, this dot number means the class value, and is equals to number. So this particular number gets assigned to this over here. Okay, so this is a normal method. This we saw yesterday also, right? This is a repetition for the people who have attended. Now let's say I will say public static void. The way we had this method, the variable, right? Static. In the similar fashion, we can have a method also static. As soon as I mentioned static over here, it started giving me an error. Cannot use this in a static context. Okay, so I'll create one more method. So let's say public static, I'll say void, and I can say set age. Okay, and I'm accepting integer age. Okay, so again, I'll call this method from here. I already have this method. Now, this over here. So how can I call? Common, see guys, so the learning starts over here. Common assumption should be, you should actually start typing frog object dot, and you should try to use, what was the name of that particular method? Set age. Okay, set age, and you can say 300. Try to use this method. Okay, see what it's saying. It's saying the static method from the type frog should be accessed in a static way. So we'll get an idea. Okay, fine. Set age is a static method, so I'll have to access it in a static way. So how do you access in a static way? This I will write. This won't work. Okay, guys. So I can use frog dot set age. If I say 300, this will call this particular method set age, and even here I'll say okay. Now I have the variable 300 over here, right? When this particular method, when this object is calling this method, I mean using class name. So we have the variable 300 over here. The value of age is 300, but we want to save this value into this value. So we'll go to the basic method, this dot age. Maybe you're not getting this dot age. Can you see? Because this is a static method. How can you access? You can say frog dot age equals to age. Are you getting my point? Now if I have to print this, let's say print age. Age. It's printing this age. And again, if I say frog dot age, can you see the color difference, guys? This age is the local variable and this age is the class variable. Now when I print this, see, you get the output as 200, 300. I mean, what was the value? 300. So guys, there is one more thing. So we saw a couple of types of variable. Like, see, this particular variable is called as local variable. Okay. So whenever you define a variable, say whenever you create a method, you say public void and you say test. This is your method, right? Whatever you define over here, this is called as your local variable. Okay. Whatever variables you define on a class level, see guys, variables defined on a class level, but those are not static. Those are not static. Example, this integer number. These are your instance variable. Okay. These are your instance variable. Why? Because it can be accessed using your objects, using your instance, and the value differs using instances. As we saw, right? Frog object 1 dot number prints you something, and frog object 2 dot number prints you something. And the third one is we have a variable in which static is defined. This is called as class variable. Class variable will have only one value. It is not dependent on static. Sorry, it is not dependent on object. So we saw 3 different types of variables. Okay, guys. Now one more thing is static method. Where was this? This is a static method, right? Let's try to print a non-static. For example, we have number, right? Sorry, number, this thing. See what it's saying. Cannot make a static reference to the non-static field. You cannot okay, the meeting will end in 10 minutes. Okay. So there was someone who had shared an idea, right? The meeting is going to end in 10 minutes.
Yeah, you can start that link again. So we will join by the same link.
Okay. So anyways, if there is if the meeting ends abruptly, we all join the same link. So guys, what I'm saying is you cannot, this is a non-static variable, right? You cannot access this into a static method. Are you getting the point? But this won't work, right? But this is a normal method, right? This is not a static method. If I try to access age over here, see, it's working, no issues, right? I'm trying to getting the try to get the difference when I have a static method, and if I try to access a non-static variable, it's giving me an error. But a non-static method, like this is a normal method, right? Public void set number. This is a normal method, and in normal method you can access a static variable. Okay, guys. Now the reason behind this is, see, static variables are class variables, right? So instance variable exists even before you created any object, right? So the static method won't know, right, there is any variable present or not. But the normal method is when you create an object. So when you create an object, the class is anyways present, right? So if the class is present, the static variable of that particular class is also present, right? So just to keep a note, normal methods can access both the variables, static as well as non-static, but static method can access static variable. Okay, guys. So this was all about static, and there was one more thing is we can have. Why do we have static? One more thing is if you do not want a particular variable to have different values based on the objects, then we can create that particular variable as static. It will always have one value based on the class, right? So we saw, right? We printed frog object 1 dot something, frog object 2 dot something. We got two different values, but this will always hold one value because we can access frog dot number. Okay, so this is one of the main reasons. And other thing is if we want to have a number which cannot be accessed by, I mean, which can be accessed, but you don't want anyone else to override that particular method or define value, then you can use the keyword as final. Okay, then you can use the keyword as final. So how do you find a final number? You can say static. Okay, let's create a new so that there is no confusion. So I will say static final number, lucky number. So let's say I have a variable as lucky number, and I don't want this lucky number to be accessed from somewhere else. What is the issue? What is the issue? The static final. Okay, let's, maybe this is because of access modifier. Printf around token final float expected.
Ajay, data type is not mentioned.
Oh, guys, come on. Okay, so data type should be there. So for each now this lucky number is 6. Now I have, so let's say I have this lucky number and I want that nobody else should write this lucky number. So the value of this particular number has to be 6. People can only access. For example, if I go here and if I say, I'm just showing you an example of math is a class, right? We all know in Java. See pi. Okay. When I say math.pi, it will give you a nearest value of pi, right? So now you cannot change the value of this particular pi. Okay, you cannot say let's do math.pi is equals to something, right? This is not allowing. The final field match pi cannot be assigned. Okay, so let's assume if you have a particular number and you don't want the value to be changed from any other classes or objects, nobody should change that particular value. You can keep that particular variable as final. So this won't work. Okay. So in a similar way, I can do so, and what was my class name was frog, right? Frog dot lucky number. I can print this. I can use this number. And there is one more thing, guys. This is also called as constant, right? So it's fixed. It's constant. So whenever you define the, this is for the learning purpose. So we are not focusing much in terms of naming convention, but yeah, whenever you say a constant, it should be named like this, lucky number, in all capital letters. Okay, guys. So you can say lucky number. See, math.pi, it's also it's in capital letters, right? 6. Okay. So we saw how do you create a static variable, what are the difference between instance and static variables, and what is local variables. We also saw normal methods, we saw static methods, and we saw again use of this keyword, and then we also saw usage of final and how final cannot be modified by any other classes or objects. Okay, so this was the agenda. Next is looping in Java. So I'll move ahead with looping.